Hey, it's Casey Orr and Sean Whitfield with iTruckTV.com. It's time for your NASCAR update, and we're going to get you up to speed. Well, the number of this week, Sean, is 218, as in 218 races since the last time we've seen Martin Truex Jr. go to victory lane, and I don't think you or I thought it would happen at this race course in Sonoma, a road course.
That's right. We had the Toyota Save Mark 350 and Martin Truex Jr. and Napa ended up in victory lane, and it had been since Dover 2007 since Martin Truex Jr. had been in victory lane. 218 race winless streak. It had been since 2003, Casey, since Napa, a major sponsor in NASCAR, had also been in victory lane.
You know, to me, that's the shocking part. And Martin Truex Jr. is a good race car driver, Sean. I think a lot of people kept wondering when this victory is going to happen. He's finished second 6 times since his last victory, so it's not like he hasn't been competitive. But Napa is a very big sponsor, and they haven't been to victory lane. Michael Waltrip, one of the best pitchmen in the sport, is the reason they've been hanging around, and now they get a little validation as the 56 team gets into victory lane. Not only does he move up in the points, he gets that important win that helps qualify you for the chase as well. All in all, just an absolutely big weekend and a very emotional Martin Truex Jr. Well, it's last year when Junior ended his streak, how you just start thinking if you're ever going to make it back there. Well, now he knows he's made it back there, and I think we'll probably see more of the same. I think this is going to be the start of something for the 56 team.
I agree, and Martin Truex Jr. is certainly a driver that has got a lot of respect around the NASCAR garage area, and many were glad to see him in victory lane. Let's move into the results of the Toyota Save Mark 350 at Sonoma Raceway in Sonoma, California for the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series. This is race number 16 in the 2013 season. Martin Truex Jr. was the winner in victory lane, started 14th. Second was Jeff Gordon. Third, Carl Edwards. Fourth was Kurt Busch. Fifth, Clint Bowyer. Sixth, Casey Kane. Seventh was Marcos Ambrose. Eighth was Greg Biffle. Ninth, Jimmy Johnson. And 10th, Kevin Harvick.
And anytime you talk about road course racing, Sean, you have the guys that perform well, and then, of course, the guys that luck didn't smile on. And you have to say Juan Pablo Montoya, an accomplished road course racer. The final lap, Sean runs out of gas, ends up finishing 34th.
Yeah, that's right. And, of course, some other top drivers and where they finished. Dale Earnhardt Jr. finished in 12th. Ryan Newman in 15th spot. We saw Matt Kenseth finish down the list in 19th. Brad Keselowski in 21st. Denny Hamlin hasn't had quite the season he had expected at this point, finished in 23rd. Tony Stewart, who had some good runs over the last few weeks, finished in 28th. Teammate Danica Patrick finished right next to him in 29th. Coming up there at the tail end of the field was Bobby Labonte, finished in 43rd. There were 7 caution flags for 19 laps and 10 lead changes among 8 drivers.
Yeah, you feel bad for Bobby Labonte. He blew an engine before the first lap was even over. But Tony Stewart, Sean, here's a guy that we talked about last week. In the last 4 weeks had jumped up 10 spots. Well, one bad run, getting in a late race wreck with Jeff Burton, bumped him all the way back 5 spots. So it just goes to show how far you can fall right now in one race. But the standings are real jumbled up in the middle, and I'm sure Tony will bounce back from this.
That's right. Let's move into the drivers' point standings of the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series after our first road course of the year at Sonoma. And we've got Jimmy Johnson leading the standings right now by 25 points over second place Carl Edwards. Third is Clint Bowyer. Fourth, Kevin Harvick. Fifth is Matt Kenseth. Sixth, Greg Biffle. Seventh is Dale Earnhardt Jr. Eighth, Kyle Busch. Ninth, Brad Keselowski. And 10th is Martin Truex Jr. He moves into the top 10 in the standings for the first time this year.
Casey Kane is in an 11th spot. 12th spot, Paul Menard. However, Tony Stewart, who is in 15th, Sean, does have that victory. Therefore, if the chase were to start today, there would be your 2 wild card contenders. Jeff Gordon moving back up to 13th in the points on the strength of his second place finish. Maybe have had a winning car, but got caught up going to pit road when it was closed. Bad luck for the 24 team. Shawn, road course racing, it's what we expected. We saw a lot of excitement. We saw some dented fenders. Restarts were exciting, but now that's over. We don't go road course racing until Watkins Glen later on. And coming up next, it's back to mile-and-a-half speedways, and one we don't go to or haven't gone to very often. That's Kentucky.
That's right. We head to Kentucky Speedway for the first time of the 2013 season, and the only time we will be there in this NASCAR season. And we have all three series running there this weekend: the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series Nationwide and Camping World Truck Series, all running this weekend at Kentucky Speedway. Also, join us on the radio for Valvoline Racing Radio on Rock 105 out of Chattanooga, Tennessee. We're on the air each and every Monday and Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, and you can also listen to us on iHeartRadio. And that's this weekend's NASCAR update. We're keeping you up to speed on iTruckTV.com.
Right here on the NASCAR update at iTruck TV, where Shawn and I keep you up to speed.